When you walk into a room, before a single word is spoken, the conversation has already begun. People are talking without moving their lips, and you are picking up signals without even realizing it. Every gesture, every glance, every shift of posture is a message. Sometimes those messages are clear, sometimes they're cryptic, and sometimes they completely contradict the words you're hearing. But if you know what to look for, you can decode the truth. Because body language is the unfiltered version of communication, the one that slips out when our conscious mind is busy crafting polite phrases or rehearsed stories. You've likely noticed that when someone says, "I'm fine," but their shoulders are slumped and their voice is flat, you instinctively know they're not fine at all. That's your brain reading the physical cues that contradict the verbal message. And the better you get at reading those cues, the more accurately you can understand people's real thoughts and feelings. The beauty of decoding body language isn't just about catching lies. It's about uncovering the layers beneath what's being said. It's about knowing when someone is interested, when they're bored, when they're threatened, when they're open, and when they're hiding something. These clues are everywhere, and once you know how to see them, you can't unsee them. They pop out in conversations, meetings, dates, job interviews, anywhere humans interact. Think about the last time you had a gut feeling about someone. Maybe you didn't have evidence, but you just knew something was off or something was genuine. That wasn't magic. That was your subconscious processing microexpressions, tone shifts, and tiny physical movements faster than you could consciously register. The trick is to bring that process from the background to the foreground so you can analyze it and use it with intention. We'll start with the face, because the face is a map of emotion. Microexpressions are the involuntary flashes of feeling that cross someone's features for a fraction of a second. Too fast for them to control, but not too fast for a trained observer to catch. They might be as subtle as the tightening of the lips when someone is annoyed but trying to hide it, or the slight lifting of the eyebrows when someone hears surprising news. You can practice spotting these by watching interviews with the sound off. Politicians, celebrities, and athletes often reveal more than they mean to when they're under pressure. You might see a brief wince before they answer a question, or a flash of genuine amusement before they return to a neutral expression. The eyes are another major giveaway. Prolonged eye contact can signal interest, confidence, or dominance, depending on the context. Rapid blinking can indicate stress or discomfort. When someone's pupils dilate, it often means they're experiencing excitement or attraction, though lighting changes can cause this too, so context matters. If someone looks down and to the left while speaking, it can mean they're accessing internal dialogue or emotion. Down and to the right can signal recall of a sensory memory. Again, this varies from person to person. So the key is to establish a baseline, how they behave when relaxed, and compare deviations from that. The mouth also speaks volumes, even in silence. Pressed lips can mean restraint, holding back words or emotions. A genuine smile engages the muscles around the eyes as well as the mouth. If only the lips are moving, it's likely forced. A sudden change in lip tension, tightening or loosening, often marks a shift in thought or feeling. Now move beyond the face to posture. The way someone positions their body tells you whether they feel open, defensive, dominant, or submissive. Open posture, uncrossed arms, legs uncrossed, torso facing you, signals receptiveness. Closed posture, arms folded, body angled away, signals resistance or discomfort. But remember, posture can also be influenced by environment. If someone is cold, they'll cross their arms to stay warm, not because they're defensive. This is where clusters come in. One gesture alone can mislead you, but a cluster of consistent signals tells a more reliable story. For example, if someone's arms are crossed, their shoulders are hunched, and they're avoiding eye contact, that's a stronger indicator of discomfort than any one of those cues alone. Movement also reveals mindset. Fidgeting can signal anxiety, impatience, or nervous energy. Leaning in can mean engagement, while leaning back can mean withdrawal or skepticism. Mirroring, subtly mimicking the other person's posture or gestures, often happens when people are in rapport. If you mirror them and they mirror you back, it's a good sign the connection is mutual. Then there's the power of space, proxemics. People have invisible comfort zones, and when you step inside them, their reaction tells you a lot. If they lean away or shift their body, they're protecting their personal space. If they lean in or don't move, they're comfortable with you. This varies by culture and personality, so again, context and baseline are key. Touch is another potent signal. A light touch on the arm can convey reassurance, sympathy, or attraction. A firm handshake can show confidence, but too much force can come off as aggressive. The absence of expected touch can be telling too. If someone normally greets you with a hug but suddenly doesn't, something has changed. Clothing and grooming choices also play a role. They're not body in the strictest sense, but they're part of the non-verbal package. Someone dressed sharply and neatly is sending a different message than someone in wrinkled, stained clothes. Sometimes that message is intentional, projecting professionalism or rebellion, and sometimes it's a byproduct of mood, energy, or priorities. Even the pace of someone's walk can reveal their state of mind. A brisk, energetic gait signals purpose. A slow, dragging walk can mean fatigue or lack of enthusiasm. Sudden changes in pace during a conversation can mean they're eager to leave or suddenly intrigued. Voice tone, while technically verbal, carries huge non-verbal weight. The same sentence can be threatening, sarcastic, or affectionate depending on pitch, volume, and speed. Listen for changes in tone when certain topics come up. They're often more revealing than the words themselves. The hands deserve special attention. We use them to punctuate speech, to emphasize points, to show openness or concealment. Palms up can signal openness and honesty. Palms down can signal authority. Hands hidden in pockets can mean discomfort, while steepled fingers can signal confidence or self-assurance. Self-touch gestures, like rubbing the neck, touching the face, or playing with hair, are often signs of stress, uncertainty, or attraction, depending on the context. Foot direction is another subtle but telling cue. People often point their feet toward what they want or where they want to go. If someone's torso is facing you but their feet are angled toward the door, they may be mentally checked out or ready to leave. Decoding body language like a pro means layering all these signals, reading them in context, and confirming your interpretations through conversation and observation. It's not about jumping to conclusions based on one movement. It's about seeing patterns. And once you see those patterns, you gain an almost superhuman level of insight into people's true thoughts and feelings. Over time, your brain starts to catalog these cues automatically. You'll notice when someone's smile doesn't reach their eyes, when their voice tightens on certain words, when their hands fidget just before they answer. You'll know when to press a question, when to back off, when to offer comfort, and when to stay silent. The skill doesn't just make you a better reader of people, it makes you a better communicator. Because when you understand what someone's body is saying, you can respond in ways that build trust, ease tension, or challenge dishonesty without escalating conflict. You can align your own body language to match your words, increasing your own credibility and influence. And perhaps most importantly, you'll start to see the quiet beauty of human interaction. The unspoken dance that happens in every conversation, the subtle signals that say, "I hear you," "I'm with you," or "I'm not convinced," without a single syllable being spoken.